The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's happening with it, bro?
Not much. I'm still not at 100% with my technology, but I'm getting there. It's like the flu, man. I'm gonna bounce back though. I got a virus, a computer virus. But nah, man, I don't know what's going on. I got an idea what's going on. I got to get a new computer. With that being said, hey, y'all go ahead and send over those super chats. But nah, man, it's good to be back in here, at least somewhat functional. LSU just finished this game, basketball game. Well, Tennessee just finished this basketball game. I'll say this, man. This team has had some promise. I am tired of repeating the same. Oh, they showed some fight. They were almost there. I'm tired of repeating that line.
Yeah.
But I want to see them bounce back. Hey, you hear? I'm hearing feedback. All right, I don't know. You good? Did you hear? Were you hearing?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's good on
me. Yeah. All right. It might just be me. Check these sets. But it was a decent game, I guess you could say, from the Fighting Tigers. Especially without their leading score.
Considering they got down 15-1 to start the game, I would say they the fact that it was 1 point, it was a 10-point game in the second half. It says a lot, especially when you do it without your leading scorer, Jalen Cook. And what we talked about last time with the combination of Cook and Hannibal out there and the way the offense was able to find some flow and rhythm, that was missing because you didn't have Cook out there. And so you had Hannibal kind of pressing some. You had Jordan Wright getting foul trouble early and just not really have a great game. He kind of never really got into a rhythm. So it just was one of those off nights, and Tennessee shot the hell out of the ball, especially in the first half. And it just seemed like whoever and everybody was making threes against us. So honestly, it could have been worse than it was. I know the score looks terrible, 20-point loss, but honestly, it could have been worse than that. So I ain't really taking a lot away from this game, man. Get Jalen Cook back healthy. We knew going into Tennessee was going to be a tough task, even with Jalen Cook. So get him back healthy, put this one behind you, and get ready for your next one.
Yeah, I guess that's a a more optimistic way of looking at it. And I could take that and go with it, man. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a get a shout out from our sponsors. So we can talk about the events of the day, National Signing Day. But y'all know what it is. Got to give a shout out to our sponsor over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag will be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. And we are back. National Signing Day. First of all, this has lost its luster.
Big time.
With early signing day being what it is, high school kids competing with the portal, and college guys trying to make sure they can find a spot. Today is a formality.
I mean, it's an afterthought, I guess.
Yeah. Today
I
felt
mean,
very different. Very different.
it's been feeling that way for years, though, bro. And honestly, even with the rampant transfer portal, it makes even early signing period not mean as much because who knows if those guys are gonna even be on their team a year from now. You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of even one of the things. Like, yeah, you're excited that they come, but you'll be more excited whenever you actually see them on the field doing something. So it's kind of taking away the luster from that too. But February signing period is really an afterthought, man. It's really, for the most part, you see a lot of group of five and FCS schools really taking advantage of this signing period, getting guys who kind of fell through the cracks and them late bloomer type guys. So I'm not really surprised that LSU wasn't real busy today. Wasn't expecting them to be too busy. They obviously got the one that we all expected. The one that really mattered, I would say, the in-state guy at a position of need. You get Big Don McKinley to officially sign with LSU, which is huge for Bo Davis in his inaugural class. So I know we'll talk about the other guy in a minute, but I think ultimately today was big for LSU, just locking in that guy and ultimately locking down the state. And since he was, the highest rated in-state guy for this year's class, so LSU gets him, rounds out the in-state guys with basically only one guy out of the top 10 not coming to LSU. So I think it was a good stamp on the in-state recruiting cycle, getting Dom to sign today on signing day.
Yeah. It was big. I do want to go back to something that happened back in August. It was a tweet somebody put up, said LSU will likely miss said LSU will likely miss on two top recruits in Louisiana, with Dominic McKinley trending to Texas. McKinley to Texas would also make it the third straight year where LSU didn't sign the top recruit in the state. Rough finish to what was an otherwise good cycle inside the state. This was in August. August 14th, 2023. The panic.
Premature. Yeah,
The panic. We also started hearing Don McKinley is overrated. He's not that good. He's not that great of a player. He's not, when especially when he committed to Texas A&M, that's all we heard. He's not
Yep.
good. We don't need him. And I tell people all the time in the era of the transfer portal, stop saying these things. You're going to have these players. These players are coming back, or can come back. Even with Hurd, I told him, don't ever. Now, it may not be as likely, but we just saw. Obviously, he didn't play tonight. Jalen Cook.
Yep.
Different sport. I get it. Left
Trey Bradford.
LSU. Trey Bradford left, went somewhere else, came back. I mean, granted, Trey's gone again, but it's you can't rule these things out.
I can't think of his name. Tight end for Oklahoma. He transferred to South Carolina with Spencer Rattler, then transferred to, after 1 year later, transferred back to Oklahoma. So I mean, we've seen it happen time and time again where guys transfer back to their school, the original school. Mississippi State had a tight end, Ja'Cory Spivey. He transferred to TCU, then transferred back to Mississippi State. So I mean, it happens. But I mean, Aaron Anderson was one of those guys who people bashed and talked about, and they ended up transferring back to LSU, and now people love him. So I mean, I never bash him because he doesn't pick LSU, man. But prime example is the one today who ultimately people can't really call it a miss because he was never really LSU's to begin with. He was committed to Texas A&M to begin with. So the fact that LSU was even in the mix this late in the ball game and had a shot with him says a lot about the ground they made up. But I don't think Terry Bussey was much of a miss considering he never decommitted from A&M and he was never a quote unquote LSU's to have. But
yeah, sorry about that. He's looking for Dylan Fong. My bad. So
you good.
My bad about that. All right. My bad. Terry Bussey. I think the efforts were there. LSU was fighting an uphill battle. A big uphill battle. I don't think I don't think it's a indication that LSU is behind or LSU was. You're in the transition on your defensive side of the ball, and you still made it close. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you still made it close. When it comes down to him having to announce on signing day when he was already committed, that's something that, to take into account. Terry Bussey was not in a position of need. That was more of that would have been more of a luxury to have him here. He's definitely a player that you definitely want on your roster. So I'm not going to try to downplay it like, oh, we don't need him, blah, blah, blah. But he was not a position of need. So it's not an indication. I don't think it's a huge loss for LSU in that aspect. It would have been a great gain, a huge gain, but it's not a huge loss, if that makes sense.
I don't know if I agree with you on that because I think anytime you have the if he's on this team, what he adds, you know what I mean, is great. He's that good of an athlete. He's that good of a player, and so not having that is a big loss. You know what I mean? But I guess I would say I kind of agree with you in the sense that we didn't miss out on it because he was never LSU's to begin with. You know, he was always committed to Texas A&M. So it's a loss because nobody on our team can really do what Terry Bussey could do, but well, maybe Jawan Johnson. But other than that, like
it's a loss.
really,
And I can agree, it's a loss. I don't think it's a huge loss because again, getting him would have been a if it was, for instance, I'm trying to think of somewhere we needed. Say it was
Don McKinley.
there we go. Don McKinley, D tackle. We need D tackles. It's bad. Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say, and this ain't that a good comparison. I'll stick with McKinley. Say McKinley doesn't go to LSU and he goes to Texas, or he goes to Texas A&M. I think that's a huge loss. That's a huge loss. Having him, now that because that's a position of need. That's your top player in state. All that. Bussy is not. I don't think it's a yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's not necessarily. I can't downplay not getting him as being like minimal, but I can't necessarily say it was a huge loss because of at the end of the day, he wasn't that position that you fully needed. That's my only argument there. We do have to play him now. He's going to be a tremendous athlete for Texas A&M. So that I'm not going to. Yeah, if they development is the other thing. We've seen Texas A&M pick up players and not always develop them well. Case in point, Leon Neal Jr. Obviously they didn't use you right. You ain't use yourself right. And unless you're trying to fight 11-year-old, ain't nobody scared of you. Sit down somewhere, shut up, quit trying to, start stuff up. You look stupid in the chats, no fear, but you're blocking everybody. Shut up. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, I ain't got nothing to say to that dude, man.
Yeah. Remaining needs, man. I think this is a easy one. What do we need now?
Brian Kelly told you what we need whenever he said we're gonna try some offensive linemen on the defensive side of the ball. You need defensive linemen. More specifically, you need defensive tackles.
Yep. In my opinion, you also need one more running back. One more quality running back. I don't necessarily. We got 4 on the roster. We have 4 on the roster. I don't necessarily think. I'm not saying that you got to go out and get this 5-star, but
Yeah, I'm with
you. Yeah. Unless they go with what Jeremy said.
No.
Move Juwan Johnson to running back. No. But no, seriously, I do think they need one more running back just for depth purposes. Because you're gonna have guys playing special teams. You're gonna need them for that rotation. And we've seen LSU have 4 running backs, and if one is banged up, 3 or 2 get real short real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you one major injury away from being in a bind with only 4 running back. So yeah, that's definitely a position you want to add bodies to.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what you talked about, Brian Kelly talking about moving O-lineman to D tackle candidates. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it's too far gone. Fitzgerald West went to ULL and say he might should have thought about it.
Yeah. Man, I don't know, bro. I know like Fitzgerald West was a guy who had the potential to do both. But I don't know who else on the current roster could possibly make that switch to the defensive side. I've seen some names thrown out like Mabanga, Bo Borderline, um, Chemo.
How long before his brother gets here?
I don't know. Chemo Mecca. I don't even know how to pronounce his man's last name, but you know, I've seen a couple of guys' names thrown out, but I don't know, bro. I'll leave that up to Bo and Brad and Blake Baker and them to decide who they feel is the best candidate. But I just interested to see if anybody actually does make that switch, because that's not something you see. It's not something you see a lot of the Brian Kelly. You know what I mean? So you probably ain't gonna see it too often. But I think a potential candidate who no longer here would be Lance Hurd, considering he was a defensive tackle up until his junior year of high school. But
big facts. Yeah. Ironically, I feel like 2022 again. In a sense.
Yeah.
With the D line. Port'll be nice to me.
Find me
let me ask
Wingo.
Hey. Let me ask this. Overall grade that you would give this class.
I think this class is very well rounded. You hit pretty much every position. It's pretty solid class. I give it an A. If you would have added one more defensive tackle, you probably could have got an A plus. But I think it's solid. I give it an A.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more critical than you. I'm going A minus. Simply because of the fact we didn't get D tackle. That was a growing concern throughout the season. We knew then we needed. I think it was. I think we knew we needed. I think we knew the potential was there to need it, because you knew. Well, you had. Trying to think of the best way to put this, because you don't necessarily fully know. There was a possibility you lose Mason Smith, despite how we felt like he played.
Yeah, I understand that, but there was also a possibility he comes back.
Yeah, same thing with Wingo.
Exactly. So if one of those guys comes back,
you still gonna need at least one or two more D tackles, in my opinion.
And this, I don't feel like you would necessarily need another D tackle in this class if one of them comes back. Okay. And you could always use one, but I don't feel like it would be a need. So like,
okay, that's fair. Okay, yeah, I stick with my A minus. Now with the Jared says A. I will say, because at first I was gonna say he said I got my C's to D's, so A or A minus clears with me. Yeah, you still I think that's a 3.9, something like that. If you get A minus. I will say this. With because originally I was gonna say B plus, but with the transition you had to be able to get some of the star power and talent that you were able to get on the defensive side of the ball throughout all of this, I couldn't go lower than an A minus. I couldn't. I absolutely couldn't.
If you finish with a top 5 class, I don't see how it could be less than an A. You know what I mean? Like B, it can't be
top 5.
Yeah,
I thought they were like 7, so I hadn't checked.
They like number 3 on was it on 3? I think.
No.
You finna make me look it up real quick. Hold on.
I got issues with on 3 rivals. Well, part of on 3.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You right. They number 7. I take that back.
Okay.
What was I looking at then? Maybe that was
They
2025 class.
now I will say this. They are let's see. Let me check. See how where it was because we
Yeah,
did a post about it.
they number 5 on 247, but they number 7 and 247 composite.
Composite. 247 put out the 10 teams to sign the most blue chip recruits in the 24 class. LSU was tied for number 4 with 11. So I do think this, that's a lot. That's a step in the positive direction. Because I was told Brian Kelly couldn't recruit.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
But I couldn't find
also,
Notre Dame on the list.
Texas A&M wasn't on that list either. Texas A&M went on there. Yeah, I was a little confused by that. I was like, this list got to be wrong. Where's Texas A&M? Where they at though? Where's Notre Dame? And one guy was arguing that Notre Dame beat out LSU for 4 or 5 out of 5 of the what is it? 4 out of the 5.
Yeah, basically only one guy that we signed had a Notre Dame offer, but 4 guys that they signed had an LSU offer. So he said they would beat us 4-1. Yeah, dog, it don't work like that.
Yeah. I said the alcohol must be on sale in South Bend. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that about alcohol. Crack must be on sale in South Bend. That powder, cocaine. Yeah. Speaking of 247, article came out that was put out, I think, yesterday about 15 anonymous. I was about to say unanimous. 15 anonymous recruits spoke with 247 about their NIL deals and what they were getting. Did you see that article? So in the article, they listed out some of the amounts that they were getting. They range anywhere from a few thousand per month to somewhere around $1 million per year. And they said that first year is guaranteed, and then after that would be depending on performance. So that's basically the deals that they had with their schools. And these were recruits from this year's class, some 5-stars, some lower level guys. So I thought that was very interesting. I mean, to me, it kind of, so told some of the stories that we've heard or that we believe. Then it also dispelled some of those rumors, some of those 13 mil. I'm not saying it's not happening. It didn't necessarily say, that isn't happening. But of all those guys, there was only 1 or 2 people who even said something like $1 million.
Yeah, I think that's the outlier more than it is the norm, for sure. But now that's it's kind of what we figured though, man. You know what I mean? That most of these numbers that get thrown out are kind of inflated and it's not anywhere near. But I think it is kind of interesting to see how the money's broken down and when they get the money that they get.
Yeah. What up, Key? Key said it didn't prove it to be true, is what you're trying to say. That's what, yeah, there you go. There you go. Didn't prove that 13 mil to be true that people keep talking about, or 8, whatever that numbers they be throwing out, but some of these players. Yep. So yep. Man. We got a speaking of 247, I got a 4-star in the house.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the Houston Cougars for signing one of the highest rated players, one of the highest rated out of this area in a long time. I had to go back and look. Quez Watkins, for those who don't know, my son played at the same high school as Quez Watkins and was almost looking at going that same path, going from Athens High School to Southern Miss at one point. But he ended up going to Houston and got that bump, man. Got that Houston bump, that P5 bump. He's a 4-star.
Yeah. Congrats. And he's the highest ranked signee in the Houston Cougar class as well. So that's
Yes, sir.
They prized recruit. So shout out to my boy, man.
Yes,
congratulations.
Ironically, the top two highest rated signees are both from Alabama. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Coach Freeze doing some things, man. That transfer portal class they pulled in, I think they ranked like number 27. But considering like when he got to LSU, LSU, when he got to Houston and being able to pull that off.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, there's gonna be some dogs. But let's talk, man. You brought this up. Favorite sports teams, man, and where do you rank them?
Man, this one hard for me, man. So first for me would be the Saints. I was introduced to them at an earlier age than any of my other teams. And I got the more heartbreak with the Saints than any other teams. So I feel like I'm more emotionally invested in the Saints than any other team. Then it'll probably be LSU football. Then the Pelicans. Then the Dodgers. Well, actually swapped them. The Dodgers and the Pelicans. And then it's tough, man. Because I honestly feel like I should put Gremlin in number 3 over the Dodgers. I probably should. Gremlin football number 3. It's so tough, man. Like, see, he got his quick.
Yeah, Jared says LSU. I'm assuming football, Saints and South Alabama football. Then he has LSU men's basketball, lady basketball, and LSU baseball.
So I'm gonna go Saints. I'm gonna go Saints, LSU, Grambling, Dodgers, Pelicans, and then the rest of LSU sports like basketball, women's basketball, gymnastics, baseball, all that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so mine has had to make a change recently. Number 1 is going to be Houston Cougars football.
Understandable.
Very close second is LSU football. Number the next one, St. Louis Cardinals baseball. St. Louis Cardinals, and a lot of people might be like, well, where that come from? So
anyway,
I have family that lives in St. Louis, and my first Major League Baseball game was the St. Louis Cardinals, and it was actually during the height of the home run chase with Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. And my first game, I watched Mark McGwire play against Sammy Sosa, and we were sitting in the outfield right behind Sammy Sosa and stuff. I think McGwire may have hit a home run that game. They were losing. We left the game. They came back and won, and then when we left St. Louis, they went on like a 4-game win streak. So I learned how to keep a scorecard at that game and everything. So that's kind of how ended up really liking baseball. After that, it's LSU baseball. And then after that, my order kind of just varies. Bengals, Saints, Lakers. Lakers, I have probably cheered for the most, but my loyalty to the Lakers has changed over the years because I was a big fan, Kobe and Shaq. Then I RIP to Kobe. I stopped liking the Lakers because I felt like Kobe snitched on Shaq. And snitched on Powell too. But then I got saying reignited when LeBron went there, of course. But a lot of I think then it's like LSU softball. Then it's like the LSU sports after that, But that's pretty much how I ended up. Like the LSU and St. Louis, the only two teams that I've never kind of wavered on. There, it's like I will always cheer for those teams. Everybody else is kind of.
I don't know nothing about that hopping around teams and stuff, man. I don't do all that. I'm not a LeBron fan.
So that's funny. Cute. I wasn't a big Saints fan because I had no loyalty to the city of New Orleans. I liked them, you know what I'm saying, and everything. But like you talked about all the heartbreak, I was just like,
It
make
it more rewarding when you win, though, man.
I'm a Saint. I tell people all the time, I'm more of a Saints fan by proxy to their relationship to LSU, or as far as location wise. That's it. That's how I'll cheer for them. I won't cheer against them. I tell you that much. I definitely don't cheer against them. Cheering against Dennis Allen and Derek Carr, but that's different.
Yeah.
So,
I'm with you now.
Yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it. And Jared said South Alabama. South Alabama. When I went to South Alabama, they didn't even have a football team at all. They literally signed a petition to get a football team after I left, and then they got a club football team that went undefeated for like 5 seasons, and then finally moved on up. So. Yeah, Key says Lakers number 1 for him because he was born into it. It said his name being Kobe.
Yeah, I kind of get if your name Kobe, I kind of get you being a Lakers fan.
Yeah. he said he was a Saints fan, but he started to fall out of love because of the front office and the staff. So it's like they on the back end for him. I know who he do love. I ain't gonna say it though. I know who he love. That man be ready to fight.
For real.
Hey, so Super Bowl coming up this Sunday.
Yep.
It's already some drama. San Francisco 49ers. Nah, it's 49ers arrived to their practice field, which is the UNLV, and they were displeased. Said it was too the field was too soft. Said it passed because they actually have some kind of metric, some kind of test to measure the softness and firmness of the grass, and they said it passed. So it wasn't a health concern or anything like that. It was just a preference. So yeah, grass too soft in Las Vegas.
Free Pat Mahomes.
No comment. Man, I don't know. I ain't even read the whole story. I just saw. I thought it was fake because they showed the picture, and that was the first time he looked like the little brother. I seen the little brother in his face. I was like, come on. And he was wearing a Chiefs jersey in the books. Oh man,
Hey, how many times you think he said that? You know who I am, huh? Pat Mahomes' daddy.
I can imagine. I can imagine. I Somebody get Brittany on the phone. Brittany.
Now, as a matter of fact, I can get you Taylor Swift concert tickets.
Taylor, call Taylor. She in Japan. Call her. She know me. You don't know who she know me. Oh man, I can imagine that dude. That when I saw that mug shot, I was like, this got to be fake. I ain't think I thought it was fake.
That man was sauced up for real, man.
Man, what? I bet it was E&J. It wasn't even Hennessy. It was E&J. Paul Masson.
Paul Masson Peach.
Paul Masson.
Paul Masson Peach for sure, man. He had the peach flavor. It wasn't no regular.
Hey, you seen that? This was before TikTok. And when I'm feeling low, E&J by my side, Henny like $40. This here like 25. Oh man, I know that man was on that. You know the funny part about it, we both said brown liquor. It didn't matter what kind. It was brown.
Oh yeah, he definitely on that brown liquor for sure.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Everything I done seen, he might like that white.
Ooh, boy, on that Velikov.
That man was on that aristocrat.
Oh man, on that Seagram's extra dry.
Oh man. Hey, that funny part about it. Keith said Paul Masson Peach is the truth. I got that at the crib.
Hey, that's if you drink that, you might handle you.
Jared said I'm broke and got Uber money.
For real though, man. Ain't no way that man should have been dry, bro. It might. Never mind. I'm gonna be quiet.
Oh man, let me stop. Have Black History Month, everybody. 2024 NFL Hall of Fame finalists. What you got?
No, that man said with a 2 liter of Henny. I was finna say a 2 liter.
Dang. That's why he be ready to fight, drinking all that Henny. That's I ain't never seen nobody drink Henny that don't want to fight. So 2024 NFL Hall of Fame finalists. Have you seen the list? I'm gonna go down the list. Dang, where I had it. It's 24. 15. They down to 15. As of 14 hours ago. Let's see. 15 finalists are Eric Allen, cornerback. He played with the Eagles, Saints, and Raiders from 98 to 2001. I'm sorry, 88 to 2001. Jared Allen, defensive end, played with the Chiefs, Vikings, Bears, and Panthers from 2004 to 2015. Willie Anderson, offensive tackle, played with the Bengals and the Ravens from 96 to 2008. Jari Evans, offensive guard, played with the Saints and Packers from 06 to 17. Dwight Freeney, DN, played with the Colts, Chargers, Cardinals, Falcons, Seahawks, Lions from 02 to 17.
Play for the Lions?
Yeah. I don't remember that. Matter of fact, we're gonna hold that thought too. It was something we were supposed to do last that we didn't get a chance to. Antonio Gaines, tight end, played with the Chargers from 03 to 18. Rodney Harrison played with the Chargers and the Patriots from 94 to 2008. Devin Hester, Wide receiver, and kickoff returner, and punt returner. Played with the Bears, Falcons, and Ravens from 06 to 16. Torrey Holt, wide receiver, played with the Rams and the Jags from 99 to 2009. Andre Johnson, wide receiver, played with the Texans, Colts, Titans from 03 to 16. Julius Peppers, played with the Panthers, Bears, and Packers from 02 to 18. Fred Taylor, played with the Jags and the Patriots. I didn't really remember that. From 98 to 2010. Reggie Wayne, they played with the Colts from 01 to 14. Patrick Willis, they played with the 49ers from 07 to 14. Darren Woodson, they played with the Cowboys from 92 to 2003. That's all the modern era guys. Who you think? Well, let me ask this: who do you think, and or who would you like to see in there?
Who I like to see is easier. I would like to see Jari Evans, Antonio Gates, Devin Hester, Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne, and Patrick Willis.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I would like to see Jared Allen, Willie Anderson, Dwight Freeney, Devin Hester, Julius Peppers, Reggie Wayne, and I wouldn't mind seeing Antonio Gates.
I feel like Antonio Gates is a lot.
Yeah, I got a selfish reason for Willie Anderson.
Because he's a Bengal.
Nah, he from Mobile.
Nah, I knew it was something like that.
He's from Mobile. So get this: if Willie Anderson gets in, Robert Brazil that got in from with the Oilers, they went to the same high school. That high school have 2 NFL Hall of Famers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I think gets in. I think Antonio Gates.
Torrey Holt is another one to get into, but I don't think that's.
I think Antonio Gates, Julius Peppers, Torrey Holt, Jari Evans, and Devin Hester get in.
Yeah, I think so locks. I think Jared Allen, Gates, Hester. I think those 3 are locks.
I don't know if Jared Allen a lot. I think he borderline lock. I think he should get in, but I think he borderline lock.
Okay.
Just because of his position, it's so hard to be a defensive end and be a lock. You know what I mean? Like it's just so many great defensive ends.
I'm looking at like what like stats wise, 136 sacks and led the league in that category from 07 to 11.
That's
yeah.
It's just like, that's just like wide receiver.
Freeney. I think Freeney in there.
See, I would say the same for him about being a lock. I think they both should get in, but I don't think he's
a lock, but I think he gets in.
Yeah, but just like look at this list, you got 3 defensive ends on this list alone. You know what I'm saying? Who it's just like wide receiver. There's so many of them that it's hard to be kind of a lock at those positions, in my opinion.
I agree. Those just it's gonna be, and like Jared said, he said, "Damn, that list is deep, bro." He said, "It's gonna. How you gonna pick 5 of them?" I think they probably go with. Are they getting down to 5? I think they probably get like 8.
I don't know if they can get that many.
8 plus 2. They like
5 or 6.
Because they usually do like what I'm saying. Well,
but they got the veterans and the ones
it's only like
the
3.
media. And the media and all that kind of stuff who gets in.
I think if I'm not mistaken, it's 3 that are on the like contributor media thing, and then there's like 1 in the
This say up to 5 of these. What I'm reading say up to 5 of these players will be revealed as Hall of Famers.
Oh, well, there you go. Up to 5. Andre Johnson. I think he's not this go round.
If I gotta pick 5, I'm gonna say Gates, Julius Peppers, Torrey Holt, Devin Hester, and Jari Evans. That's my 5.
If I gotta pick 5. All right. I'm gonna go Hester, Peppers, Gates, Allen. I'm gonna be selfish with this. I'm gonna say Will Anderson.
Yeah. I was selfish with the Jari Evans pick just because he was a Saint.
Yeah. D-Lob says, y'all think my boy Phillip will ever get in? Somebody had to throw my boy Gates all them passes, LOL. But I know. I think I gotta look at his stats. I think he could though. Possibly. I don't know where he ranks though. I don't know where he ranks. He never, but the thing is, that's hard to say.
Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer?
I think he borderline.
Then Phillip Rivers shouldn't be a Hall of Famer.
That's fair. That's fair. It's very fair. D-Law says statistically, Phillip is worthy.
I mean, yeah, stats don't tell the whole story though. The man never won a big game. Like Matt Ryan at least got the MVP, made it to a Super Bowl. I know he choked in the Super Bowl, but he at least made it to the Super Bowl, and he got all the statistics. So I feel like if Matt Ryan borderline, then Phillip Rivers shouldn't be in.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Where we at with it? 53 minutes.
Jared say Rivers and Ryan didn't win, but neither did Kelly. But Jim Kelly made it to 4 straight Super Bowls. I know he didn't win it, but making it to 4 straight got to be worth something.
Whoa, I don't know about that. He said Matt Ryan was on a dog shit team for years. Wasted his life. I can't agree with that.
Years?
Atlanta had some
he had weapons for forever in Atlanta.
Listen, a lot of people like to forget. They think about Julio, and that man had Roddy White, Julio, and Tony Gonzalez, Muhammad Sanu. Man, come on. He had one. I'm trying to think. Didn't he have Ward done for a while? Was that before his time?
He had Michael Turner.
Okay, Michael Turner.
And then he had Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so he had weapons. He said the Falcons aren't good. They aren't deep now. They had talent. They were good. They just
he was probably in junior high when that was playing.
Yeah. I remember I couldn't stand when the Dirty Birds was when Jamal Anderson back then before Matt Ryan. So
Jamal Anderson when they
had so D-Law make a good point. He said so we can use stats for Antonio Gates but not Phillip.
Well, but although I don't necessarily agree with it, they look at wins as a quarterback stat. So they don't necessarily look at wins as a tight end stat.
So what another thing about that is the position. You gotta look at the you have to look at what I'm trying to think. What makes you caliber for a quarterback versus a tight end? You know what I'm saying? All them catches at tight end putting up wide receiver type stat lines that's gonna get you somewhere. So,
but see, my thing is like, all right, if you talk about who the greatest receivers of all time, you finna mention probably 2 in the top 3 that don't have rings. You see them, Randy Moss and Terrell Owens. You know what I mean? But if you talk about who the greatest quarterbacks, you're not even finna get mentioned in the top 3 if you ain't got at least a ring. You see what I'm saying? So for quarterbacks, they have a different criteria, whether it's right or wrong. You know what I mean? They have a different criteria that they judged off of. And one of those is winning championships. So Antonio Gates isn't going to necessarily be penalized for not winning the championship where Phil Rivers would be.
I gotta do a technology update because Dana girl said she didn't get the notification. Nice to see my internet working. It wasn't my internet, it's my computer. It's slow, it's bogged down. I got too much I got too many files on here. I'll leave it at that. I gotta delete some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Cherokee. Hey, so some of y'all get that. Happy Black History Month. Hey, real quick. I know we about at the 57-minute mark. I'm gonna just briefly talk about it. We were supposed to have our man Julian on. Hey, Julian, get better, man. He's sick. That flu going around and stuff, and I don't know if that's what he got, but I know he wasn't feeling well. But we gotta talk some baseball, man. Real quick, and I'm just keep it high key. Baseball starts not this week, next week, if I'm not mistaken, next Friday. Softball starts this week too. But baseball starts next week. But with next week being Mardi Gras, it's gonna be hard for us to get a show in. Not just Mardi Gras, but Valentine's Day. So fellas, y'all might want to go out and because Wednesday will be here for you know it. But baseball real quick, man. This team looks a lot different from last year. Of course, we all know Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens are both gone. Made their way to the big leagues. Trey Morgan is out of there too. So that security at first base is it's out of there, man. Shout out to Trey. I was happy to see him, say on the sidelines or say after the bowl game with the guys too in Tampa. But one thing I like about this team makeup, I think we had 2, maybe 3 left-handed pitchers last year.
Yep.
10. We got one kid that's a outfielder / first baseman / left-handed pitcher. So we got 10 left-handed pitchers on this team.
Shohei Ohtani nephew.
Hold on. I can't remember. Hold on. Let me find him. Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, he had all the positions listed under his name. Jake Brown, 6'2", 194 freshman. He's an outfielder, left-handed pitcher, and first baseman. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Also on this team, we got 9 non-pitchers that are they either bat, switch, or left-handed. So this team is also freshman and sophomore heavy. There are some red shirt sophomores, but this team they kind of young, but it's a lot of experience too, because you got a lot of guys who came back. Brady Neal, freshman started at catcher last year. Danny's favorite. I think she said that's her favorite start.
You got all your catchers back though. Honestly, Milazzo, all them guys back. And I think while last year you had arguably the greatest pitching performance, in college history with what Paul Skeens did last year. You don't necessarily have that dominant guy this year, but you have a lot more capable guys who can give you good outings, and you don't necessarily have to rely on one guy to kind of carry the load as the rotation. Then you got, like you mentioned, all those guys, all those left-handed arms that you can kind of stagger guys and don't have to go back to back with guys and game after game. So I think the way he flipped that pitching staff around from last year to this year says a lot about what Jay did, but I think they're gonna have to be dependent on a lot this year, especially when you look at all of the youth that we have in the lineup. I mean, I know we got a lot of talent with Kling and Pearson and some of those guys, but not all of those guys have been relied on to go a full season and contribute the whole time. So I mean, I think that's gonna be the key to me to see it. Can we lean on the pitching staff, especially early in the season?
Yeah. Danny Girl. Well, I'm sorry, not Danny. Yeah, Danny Girl says LSU softball opens up tomorrow, hosting Nichols at 6 p.m. at Tiger Park. Unfortunately, not televised that she's aware of. Paul's Hub, I actually read this in his voice too. Said Trubisky and Milazzo are considered fossils on this roster. Jared says, how'd they find so many lefties? That's like having 15 red heads on the team. Good question. I'm excited to see Yelski, pitching coach, see what he's done with this team as well. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting because last year, pitching again. I'm not saying pitching was bad last year because you did have Paul Skeens and the guys turned up in the what you call it. But we start worrying about injuries to some of our pitchers. I'm wondering what we look like this year if that changes. Key says he think SEC plus for the softball game could be. I hadn't even tried to look. Matter of fact, I should try to look. Hey, you want to try to do the drop the link and see if we and
You can try.
let's see. We tried the phone thing, it ain't work. We might have to get some more tools for that. But in the meantime, we'll drop the link in it. Anybody want to come up and talk with us? We will be on standby to boot you up out of here. But you can come on up, talk with us. You ain't necessarily got to put your face on the screen, but you can come in and talk.
Who you most looking forward to this baseball season?
Joe Bear. I think that's what I'm looking at. Joe Bear. Somebody else too that I want to see. I want to see how Hurd, because I don't know if he's gonna be Friday night, but I want to see what Hurd looks like too. Now that he's more, I guess you could say he's the man.
Is Joe Bear still on the team?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he graduated.
I thought Joe Bear was like a freshman last year. Who am I thinking about then? Bear Jones.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Who am I looking at? Am I right? Am I tripping? Jared Jones.
Jared Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought just about Braden Joe Bear. That's what I was finna say. Yeah,
I said Joe Bear. My bad. That's my bad. Yeah. Appreciate it, Jared. Jared dropped us a super sticker.
Appreciate that. So I got two answers if that ain't cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating. He said, when y'all think Store's pitch coming off that injury?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
I can't remember when he went down.
I take my time with him because you got so many arms. Let him take his time coming back. Don't need to rush him. But I got a pitcher and then I got like a position player. Like that's cheating still. Like
it is, but go ahead. I'll allow it because I gave two.
All right, so I want to see what the freshman Cam Johnson can do. Pitching.
I forgot about yeah. I forgot.
And then my fielder / batter would be my boy from the 318, Josh Pearson. Just because he moving to the infield, so playing a new position, and he'll be relied on to be that big bat for most of the year this year. And last year he, it wasn't really relied on, but this year he'll have to do a little more heavy lifting. So just to see what he can do in that spot.
Mm-hmm. Danny Girl says link for on camera. You don't have to turn your camera on. It can be all audio. Shut that door all the way. Yeah. Clean.
Yeah, that's clean for sure. Yeah.
I got an unpopular opinion.
Oh Lord.
I think we see a bounce back from Christian Little coming out of the bullpen.
Keith finna call in. I mean, Keith finna come up here and cuss you out.
I know how he feel. He be all right. Because he started talking about, hey, I know how to make him get, I know how to get him mad. Don't make me
Oh, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh wow. Danny said most looking forward to not seeing Travisky behind the plate, but I'm curious to see how Jones holds down first base with such a big shoes to fill.
That's cold.
He said, "What have you seen that shows you that?" I think he shows. I think he does have potential. And with the new pitching coach, I wonder how he could have possibly developed. Because I will say, he was not necessarily as bad at Vanderbilt. They didn't want him to start for a reason, but coming out of the bullpen, he wasn't terrible.
New pitching coach also. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. New pitching coach. I mean, it ain't like we hadn't seen somebody, you know what I'm saying, improve over a season, you know what I'm saying, over an off season and get better. Yeah. And I get it. Gotta see it. That's cool.
I'm ready to see Big Acken House. I wish my guy like Floyd. I wish Floyd and Money was still here though. Them guys was big for us last year.
Yeah. All right.
Now we got a lot of arms, but like a lot of them kind of new, you know. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it play out.
Yeah. Trying to see who else. I'm just looking through.
Who gonna be short? Braswell.
I like it. That's the kid from what is he from? Is it NC State?
South
Carolina. South Carolina. Turn it down a little bit. Just a little bit. Hey, it's funny. This kid named Mac Bingham. I used to work with a guy named Mac Bingham. I wonder where is he from? Oh, he from San Diego. Nah.
We got some names on this team though, boy.
Yes, we do. That's what I'm looking at.
Nick Bronzini. That's a hell of a name, boy. That sounds like a something you get at an Italian restaurant.
Bronzini.
Order the Bronzini. Ryan Kucherak. Ackenhouse. Boy, there's some names, I tell you, boy.
Mm-hmm. What's this? Zeb Ruddle.
Hey, Shay, chill out, man. Hey, chill out. We're not gonna talk about Zeb. He from 318.
Zeb.
Ruddle.
Then you got Fidel Aloha. This mustache. They tell you how to say it too.
Fidel, she said the handle mustache dude is cool.
Yeah, Fidel. And then you got MJ Sayal. MJ Sayal. I wonder who is Derek Mitchell. I wonder if he's a freshman out of Texas. DJ Primo. Now that's a name. That's a club name, though.
For real.
That's a club name. Yeah. I know we talked. I know we didn't talk about And I brought it up because when we were talking about the Hall of Fame, players that you forgot played for certain teams, or you didn't realize played for certain teams.
I don't know because I forgot. Oh, that's a great question.
Danny, hold on. Danny said, now let's break down the softball team. Who are you most looking forward to seeing? LOL. Homework. Softball report once a month for diversity.
I ain't to be honest, I ain't kept up with the softball team since Era Leah left. So that's on me.
I'm gonna tell you who was my girl on softball. Samaya
Sanchez. Yeah.
She look. I mean, I keep up, but it's not the same. That's not the same. I don't know enough about softball to even report it like I should. So that's funny. Paul said I'll throw in a coach, Miami Dolphins head coach Cam Cameron. Yeah.
I got Miami Dolphins coach Joe Philbin.
Oh, I remember that one. Sticking with Miami Dolphins, Chad Ochocinco. He didn't even make it through training camp because of the situation with Evelyn Lozado.
Yeah.
They had the domestic violence and
Reggie Bush on the Lions.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Reggie Bush in San Francisco for like a year or two.
I don't remember that one.
Let me look that up.
Randy Moss.
Yeah, I remember that one. Randy Moss with the Tennessee Titans.
Randy Moss in Oakland. Yeah.
Let's see who he played. Yeah, San Francisco 2015. Reggie Bush.
That's a good one.
I know I talked about Champ Bailey. Oh, that was a good one.
Adrian Peterson on the Saints, like Paul so upset. Dez Bryant on the Saints. Brandon Marshall with the Saints. I don't know if he actually ever signed with the Saints though.
I don't remember Brandon Marshall on the Saints.
I know we brought him in for a workout, but I don't know. I think we did though. I think we cut him though. I gotta Google that one.
I'm looking it up now.
Cause I was finna buy a jersey.
Yeah, 2018. He was with Saints. It has it listed, so
that's what I thought.
He was with the Giants in 17 too. I did not realize that one. Sheesh.
Antoine Randall with the Redskins.
I remember that. I do remember that experiment. I gotta make sure to verify this one before I say it. Cordell Stewart with the Ravens. Oh, Cordell Stewart with the Bears.
I did not know he played for the Bears.
Yeah. Pierre Garcon. And he got the little.
Yeah, he put with the 49ers. Jerry Rice.
Yeah. Damn, Penn. Penn said if LSU wants to win big in softball, they got to get an island girl on the team.
That boy crazy. I got one for you though. Jerry Rice Broncos.
Y'all said that. I do not remember that at all.
Yeah. Practice squad, I think. Or it was like in the off season or something like that. But I don't think he ever actually played a game for him. But
yeah, it's got to hold on for a second. It's got an asterisk by. Let me see what that is.
I think he was on the practice squad.
Yeah, off season and or practice squad member only. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. In 10 years, y'all be saying the Badger with the Saints. Nah, he played significant minutes though with the Saints, so I don't think we'll be saying his name. We might be saying like
Jarvis
Will
Landry with the Saints.
Will Clapp with the Saints.
Jason Taylor on the Jets. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, I do. I remember that briefly. Hold on. I'm glad he said that because I got to think that reminded me of the best Hall of Fame speech I ever heard. You gotta see what he make sure. Oh nah, never mind. I was gonna say Curtis Martin. I thought it was another team, but I couldn't think of. He was with the Patriots, but I think people remember that. But yeah, the greatest Hall of Fame speech I ever heard.
I don't even remember it.
It was deep. He talked about like getting a gun pulled on him, somebody putting it to the head, pulling the trigger. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, Junior Seau,
The,
Miami Dolphins.
I remember that.
Oh, Jake Delhomme for the Browns.
I do not remember that.
I briefly remember that one.
Joe Flacco on the Browns.
Shit, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. That's what we said. Now that's one we're gonna forget.
Like Brett Favre with the Jets.
Oh no, we can't forget that one. That's when his hero status started falling. When the lawsuit came out.
Yeah.
Trying to whip the meat out on a reporter. And Penn said Bryce will see that. Who that?
Kurt Warner on the Giants.
Yeah, I remember that. Because he actually was leading them to the playoffs, and then he got replaced by I think they ended up replacing him with Eli. They said Andy Dalton with the Saints. Said he thought he retired after Minnesota. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he leave the Jets to go to Minnesota, or he left Minnesota to go?
It was Green Bay. It was Green Bay Jets, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Joe Montana with Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Key expectations for tomorrow. Should be Vandy got a pretty decent squad. Should be a blowout. I'm scared to say that though.
Yeah.
Where is that game at? Is it at PMAC or is it away?
Brett Favre, Atlanta. Yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah. They drafted.
What you said? Where the game at tomorrow? It's at Vandy.
Yikes!
I think LSU should win. Vandy on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah. Oh, they just left. They let Alabama. They was up by like big on. They was up big on what's called. Yeah. Paul said Matt Flynn with the Raiders. So
Matt Flynn with the Seahawks.
I'm finna tell you. Oh man. Oh, it's on my mind. I can't remember. Do you remember Quincy Carter?
Yeah, with the Cowboys.
Yeah, that man got caught up with tested for that blow, tested positive. End of his career. He was done.
Josh Gordon on the Patriots.
Shit, Josh Gordon sober for a year. That man. And now they no man. No man.
We showed did all football players too. We ain't do nothing. No basketball, nothing.
Said T.O. with the Ravens. Was he with the Ravens?
I don't remember that.
Hold on. If we want to talk basketball players, I got a good one. Rasheed Wallace. No, he went with the Ravens. T.O. went with the Ravens. He's San Fran, Philly, Dallas, Buffalo. Buffalo was a good one. The Bengals, and then it was it was all like off league stuff, like the Allen Wranglers. T.O. can still play right now. We was just talking about basketball. Rasheed Wallace with Atlanta.
Ben Wallace with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I barely remember that one. Barely.
Rajon Rondo with the Pelicans.
He said Wiggins with the Wolves. That's who drafted him, if I'm not mistaken.
Cleveland drafted him.
Oh, they did draft him. They traded him to
for Kevin Love.
Yeah, Kevin Love. That's the case. Shoot, Kobe with Charlotte.
Chris Webber with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, that was original.
Allen Iverson with the Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah, Allen Iverson with the Detroit Pistons.
Golly. Scottie Pippen with the Blazers.
Yeah. Charles Barkley with Karl Malone and the damn Lakers.
I remember they tried that. Hold on. Gary Payton with the Miami Heat.
Yeah, but shit, Gary Payton played with the damn if I'm not mistaken, he played for somebody else. Was it the Boston Celtics?
Boston Celtics. He played. No, it was before that. It was the Lakers, Celtics.
I thought it was after that. Okay, yeah.
I got another one for you. It's gonna trip you. Gary Payton with the Milwaukee Bucks.
I do not remember that at all.
03 season. Yes. Oh, well, I ain't gonna say it wasn't even the full season. It was just the 03, and then he went to the Lakers.
Ray Allen Bucks, yeah.
Yeah, I remember the Ray Allen days. But it was so cold. Michael Redd.
What? Clifford.
That man said Shaq with the Suns. Listen, I can name some. Shaq with the Celtics.
Yeah, that was the one. Shaq with the Cavaliers.
Yeah, the big tick. He said the big cactus. He used to have all them nicknames everywhere he went.
The big Shamrock.
Man,
KD on the Sonics. For real, that's a good one though. KD on the Sonics.
Yeah.
Hakeem with the 76ers. I don't remember that one. I remember Hakeem on the Raptors.
Yeah, I remember that one. Hold on.
Andrew Bynum on the Sixers. That's a good one.
No, King one with the well, it don't have it listed. It's got the Rockets and the Raptors.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Patrick Ewing on the Magic.
That was that I briefly remember.
Was it the Magic?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And the Sonic too, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm looking up just to make sure. Yep. Knicks, Sonics, Magic.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins on the Pelicans.
Yeah. Bruh, that he should have went back with them. After that, because they was, bro, if he hadn't got hurt,
right,
that Achilles, boy.
Baron Davis. Oh yeah, Mutombo. That's when they went to the championship.
Yeah.
Baron Davis on the Hornets / Pelicans.
Josh got the wrong ugly dude.
Chill out for James coming here. We're talking about his people.
Who that?
James.
Oh. Oh man, that's hilarious.
We forgot about who being on the Kings. Oh, DeMarcus Cousins being on the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for you though. Tyreek
I'm gonna tell
Evans.
With Memphis. Was that Memphis he went to first?
With the Kings.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the Kings who signed. Yeah. I mean, not signed but drafted. Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Chris Jackson with the Kings. Who was Chris Jackson? Talking about Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
I don't remember him with the Kings. I remember him with the Nuggets, and then he was with I want to say the Raptors.
If I'm not mistaken, when it was the Nuggets. I don't know why I was thinking Golden State for some reason. Nuggets. No, it was Nuggets and Kings. Yeah, he was Steph Curry before Curry. Yeah, he was Nuggets, Kings, and then the Grizzlies. Oh,
the Grizzlies. That's what I knew it was a Canadian team. Yeah. Melo on the black. I got one for Melo on the Hawks.
The Hawks had some.
He ain't even play a game for him. He got traded there, then they traded him again.
Did I said Rasheed Wallace with the Hawks? I may have gotten that wrong. It might have been with the Knicks. Hold on. No, it was the Hawks.
He played with the Knicks too, though.
Yeah, he did.
He played with the Knicks.
It was the Hawks. Hello. So I never forget that. He got traded from the Blazers to the Hawks. They made the jerseys, and before that he can even wear it, he went to the Pistons. They sent him to the Pistons where he won that ring. Yep.
Melo got traded from the Thunder to the Hawks, and then the Hawks traded him again.
Mm-hmm.
And so he
went to Boston.
Who went to Boston?
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that. I mean, it said Thunder with Melo. That was original, boy. No, it wasn't. I'm tripping.
Oh, wasn't
that was
Denver?
That's Denver. I'm thinking about KD, but I remember Melo with the Thunder. That was good times. Good times.
Paul George on the Thunder here.
Well, that's a good one. We can do that out.
I could do this all night.
Pause.
J.R. Smith on the Pelicans.
There's a PG with the Pacers.
Yeah. David West with the Pelicans.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I was at the game. Boston Celtics, when they had the year the Big Three won it, right? They played. It was the day before Easter. They had the number one team in the East, and it was the Hornets had the number one team in the West. It was I was at that game. That game was
That's
so.
the year,
And
that's the year we lost to San Antonio in Game 7.
yep, Chris Paul. He had a game that night. And then the crazy part about it, the Boston was doing terrible that game. Ray Allen was in foul trouble. Paul Pierce couldn't hit nothing. KG was locked down. You know who was going out for Celtics?
Eddie
Rondo.
House.
Rondo.
Oh, that was my dude. Eddie House used to be my dude. Rondo was my guy though. That was my favorite. I was so happy when the Pelicans signed him that year. We had DeMarcus Cousins in them.
Yeah. I honestly
Is Rondo a Hall of Famer?
I think he is. How many rings he got? He got 2 rings at least.
Yeah, he got 2. One with the Celtics, one with the Lakers.
Lakers, yeah. Let me look at his. I'm gonna pull his stats. I think he a Hall of Famer. That man on the court, off the court. $16 years. 2-time NBA champ, 4-time All-Star, 2-time defensive all team, two-time defensive first team, 2-time defensive second team, 3-time assist leader, NBA steals leader in 2010, all rookie second team. So, and then with basketball, it's don't it include your college too? Because it's just the Naismith. So SEC all freshman team. He was a parade All American, McDonald's All American. I think he get in.
It's a no for me.
Mm. Mm. Interesting.
I don't think he did enough, man.
That's fair. I might be biased on that one. That's fair.
I think he got a chance, but ultimately, I don't think he gets in. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he does, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer when I think of him. Like, when I think of Rajon Rondo, I don't think Hall of Famer.
Derek Coleman, Charlotte Hornets.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Hey, you know that's my second cousin. Did I ever tell you that? So what?
Y'all look alike.
Man, stop. That's my mom. Hey, I knew I was in 5th grade the first time I met him. Knock on the door. I was at my grandmama's house, and I walked to the door, and all I did just like this, Aunt. I walked to the door. I was like, that dude was so tall. That was the first time I had ever seen somebody that tall in my life. And he was in a Tahoe, had the seat scooted all the way back. The passenger seat scooted all the way to the back. His knees were still in the dash. I was like, I've never seen somebody that tall. Then I ran to before they got ready to leave. I had ran to grab a sheet of paper and a pen, and just ran up to him. I ain't say not one word. Just ran up to him and gave it to him. You're like, what am I supposed to do with that? He just shook his head, just started laughing. My grandma and them just, that's Derek, little Derek. That man. Oh.
And then, yeah. That man 7 foot tall. That man ain't little.
Oh, Gary Temple on the Wizards. That's a good one.
Gary Temple on the Pelicans.
Oh. Hey, man. What else we got for you to get up out of here?
No, that's all I got.
Hold on. I got one more before we get since Danny say we gotta have diversity. Hold on, because I gotta make sure I do this one. Oh, never mind. Dang, they only play for one team.
Candace Parker on the Sparks or something.
No, I thought it was hold on. I might be on the one. Hold on. Cheryl Swoops with the Tulsa Shock.
Yeah, that's because the comments became.
That was my first NBA team. I mean, WNBA game was the Houston Comets.
I think that was everybody's first game. That was a team back in the day.
I should bring them back. I know they won't, but
yeah, it's getting spicy in the W too, man. Real spicy. Free agency, a lot of trades, a lot of signings. Man, the Seattle Storm gonna be something to watch next year. The Atlanta Dream gonna be something serious next year. The Wings, man. But
who did I just saw Skylar Diggins and somebody who they just went to.
The Storm, Seattle. Skylar Diggins in the neck of Gumake. Team double Jewel Lloyd over there in Seattle. Nasty. Then Atlanta got Jordan Canada, and they got Tina Charles. Man, yeah, it's something serious. Can't wait.
Trying to think what else we'll get.
It's a stacked league though this year, so I don't know if every first rounder might not make a roster. I just put it to you like that.
If you can stay, it might be best to stay because don't they add more teams? Yeah, you might want.
Well, not just that, but it might because you got a lot of people on a year-to-year contracts and things like that. So I would just stay in college for another year and hopefully that the 2025 draft is more beneficial. But this year ain't looking too good, man.
Yeah, and not too good for the home team. Yeah. Man, let's get up out of here. Sunday Super Bowl. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know if we do try to do something after Super Bowl or not. I don't know. I do want to say happy Mardi Gras because we might not see y'all till after that. Be safe out there. Love on your people. I think that's it. You got anything for get up out of here?
That's all I got, bro.
All right. This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.